So in this video I will be comparing text edited on the screen to close-up texts displayed from the camera of the phone. So basically we're going to be looking at pros and cons of performing it, the pros and cons of the audience reaction, and the pros and cons in general of us being able to do it and the productability of it. So we're first going to look at the idea of filming the phone that's got the text on it. So on the screen you can see an example of pictures. Again, I think I mentioned this in my last video, but again you can see the on-screen texts. This has got a few pros. One is it's free to do, it's free to perform, and again it's quite effective. The audience have got a clear vision of what's actually happening, unless they're so they understand that it is a text being sent, and it shows it very clearly. So that's mainly the only pros I can think of when you look and comparing it to editing. Is it's easy to do. It doesn't take up as much time, but it does take time on shoots, which again is another issue. Obviously, we can stay in the editing suite quite a lot more compared to staying on location of a film. Considering one of the houses we're using is a house which we've acquired from somewhere else, so obviously we're a limited time to stay there. So if we've got to add another 60 different shots of each individual text message, that again is going to add a lot more time to the recording schedule. And obviously we've got to refilm these pieces here because we filmed the most duration of it, but we've again got to do these close-up texts if we do pursue this option of doing it close-up. But again, we don't know what we're doing until we can figure out the pros and cons of the two types of techniques. Now looking at adding the text within an editing software. Again, there's a few cons to this. Costs is one of the main things. You have to purchase an add-on, which is between £10 to £50, depending on where you go for it and what add-on you want as such. But then again, it wouldn't take up as much time shooting, because we just have to shoot one single scene of someone texting, and then we can do all of the text after. And I think from the audience's perspective, it's more again, it gives you enough time to read it. It's in focus all the time because it's not a camera trying to focus onto an actual phone itself. I think it adds more tension and story depth story into the actual film itself. One also good thing about it is you can see the reaction of the person receiving the text. So there's Liam Neeson, this is in the film Non-Stop, and you can see his reaction of each individual text message, which again I think is a very key point in constructing the story and building the character, and showing the character's emotions throughout the film. In a comparison, to figure out which one is better, again it comes down to different people in the group and different target audiences and stuff. I think the idea of the close-up again will take a lot more time, but then it depends how quick and easy it is to edit text on screen. So I think in the next group meeting I will bring this subject up as the editor. I think I'll explain this to them and see which they think is best, and then we can review it then and work out what we're doing.